All right, good morning. We have a nice crisp morning out there. Let's pull up the weather and see what temperature it is right now. It feels like it's 59 degrees, which is really cool for the 1st of August here. Beautiful clouds in the background. It's a nice crisp morning. So today, gonna do morning chores again, of course, but we have a meeting today. Well, actually we have a couple meetings, but may have to reschedule one of them. And we got to go rake and bale some hay. I've got like, I don't know, 23 acres, give or take, that I mowed Friday. It probably would have baled yesterday, but yesterday was Sunday, and it's not been like super duper hot or anything like that. And the day I cut it, it was late in the day, and it was kind of cloudy the next day, so it'll be fine. It's gonna make good hay. We'll go rake it, and I'll bale. The plan is to bale right behind the rake, so we'll get Josh raking, and they're nice, flat, smooth fields. They're square, so it'll be easy to rake, should be easy to bale. There is a soft spot. I actually buried the tractor Friday while I was mowing, so we'll have to show them the soft spot and be like, hey, don't go over here. But it's not that big a deal. It's just must be a wet weather spring there or something like that, because it was just a little spot out in the middle of the field, and I buried the tractor, but I was able to crawl out. But the rake tractor is just 2-wheel drive, so I don't think we'll be able to. I'd have to pull it out if we get it stuck. So we're gonna rake and bale some hay this afternoon. Yeah, just a normal day. We do have preg check coming up, so I've got the replacement heifers close. If you guys remember back, we did the preg check video a while back, and so these will be the heifers that didn't breed for the fall. We put the bull in end of April, and we'll go see if they rebred for spring. If we have any open ones, we're going to put those open ones on feed and feed them out for butcher beef. Those are the ones that that's what we do with those ones, is feed them out. Even if there is several of them, you know, with the price of cattle right now, they'll still be worth a pretty penny. But like if we have 4 or 5, we're just going to put those probably in this outdoor pen over here and put them on feed for a month or so, get them finished out, weighing, you know, 1,100, 1,200 pounds, and get some butcher dates. So be sticking around, because if we have any extras, there we may have a couple for sale. I've already got a few sold, you know, like pre-order type stuff, but we won't know how many we have until probably Saturday, I think, is when we're going to preg check these. I don't know. We got 3 different dates. With it being as warm as it is, we planned it to where we would do one group every morning. It's actually cooled off quite a bit, but we have those dates already set with the vet, so that's how we're going to do it. So anyways, that group of cows is over here in this field, and they are out of grass 100%. And they're actually watering out of a pond, and that pond is getting low, but I'm just holding them there for a couple days before we can get them preg checked, because after we get those preg checked, then we will take the ones bred for fall, put them with the fall herd. And at this point, we're going to keep the spring bred ones. We've talked about maybe selling them, because, you know, we are trying to grow the fall herd, not the spring herd, but we are trying to grow our numbers at the same time. So it's kind of like, well, what do we do? You know, we could sell the spring bred heifers and then turn around and reinvest that money in either more feeders, or, you know, maybe go buy some. We're trying not to buy any cows, like mother cows, just because we've been developing our own. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but at the plan of the moment is to just roll them. We've already got a small spring herd, so We got plenty of grass over there. So might as well hold on to them. You know, as they get heavy bred, if we decide to sell them, it's not going to hurt us any. And so it's just something, another decision to do. But anyway, so they are out of grass. So I've been feeding them hay and whatnot. They've just got to hang out there for a couple more days, and then we will disperse them where they need to go. And then hopefully we get some rain, give that field a drink and let it regrow. We need to go check fences in the back. I'm trying to let those pastures in the back rest. If you can let your grass here rest, you know, through the months of July into August, really even through June if you can, but usually I'm grazing through June. But especially when the rain turns off, if you can just let that grass rest, like, yes, it's brown and crunchy, but once the growing season starts again, you know, middle of August, end of August, when it starts to cool off and we start getting some rain again, this will take off nothing flat. Now this pasture over here, where those replacements are that I was talking about, you know, it's gonna have a hard time. They've been in there, they've mushed it all down. What they didn't eat, you know, turned brittle and dry, and they've smashed it into the ground, so it doesn't have any leaf left. You know, that field will take quite a bit to get it to grow back. But if you can leave this grass sit, you know, during those hot months, you know, it'll take off a lot better when growing season starts again. So you got to have a sacrifice pasture where you put stuff and just feed them some hay, and you know, but you're letting this pasture, that pasture, those pastures over there, you're letting everything else rest. If you can do that, it's ideal. You know, like all these feeders are in here on hay right now in the barn. I actually do have some grass that I'm thinking about putting them on, because we pulled everything off. And shoot, when was that? That was the first pasture we went to, and we didn't touch it last year. And so really early this spring, I want to say it was in May have even been April, we kicked calves out there and let them graze that, and then we pulled them off. Yeah, it was in May when we pulled them off. So it has been sitting for a long time, and there is a lot of grass back in there. So we're thinking about here really quickly, because these guys are going through 2 or 3 bales a day, and that's even on, they're on 7 pounds of grain right now. They're working their way up. So they're eating more grass, obviously, or hay. But we're thinking about putting them back on grass for another. We can kick them back. There's probably enough feed back there for them for a month. So we're thinking about shoving them back there. And yeah, so anything you can do to manage these pastures when it's hot to give it a break is good. So we're hitting, you know, if we kick them out there now, they're gonna mow that down, but then the immediate growing season is going to start. By the time they're finishing that up, it's already starting to hit that growing cycle again. So if you can time it right, it works out really well. Like I said, it's cooler this morning. Joshua's got a hoodie on. That's nice, isn't it? That it's that cool?
Yeah, but it won't be later.
No, it won't be later. The high is like 80 today, though. That's still pretty cool. You excited to rake hay later today?
No.
Why not?
I get bored and I almost fall asleep.
You get bored and almost fall asleep. Well, we'll have to make sure that doesn't happen. Well, here's Chloe's 5 bottle caps. Holy cow, that one's a little loose. Gee whiz. Man. Those poor calves. 5 was a little too many. I don't know if we talked about that in another video, but she had 5 of these things on bottle. And that was a lot for her to take care of. And so she wanted more, and we were like, I don't know if you should get any more. So we had her take care of these ones. They're all weaned now and over here growing. Some of them didn't grow very good. She did get one more, and you guys saw the video of that. We went and got him. He's doing good. He was a friend, neighbor of ours, and he knew Chloe raised bottle caps, so he's like, hey, does Chloe want this bottle cap? We went and got him, and he's doing fine. Aren't ya? What are you doing in there? I don't have your bottle. Sorry, dude. Yeah, I don't have your bottle. No. I think his name is it Snowflake or Snowball? Snowball? I don't remember. One of those.
It's
Snowball. Snowball's his name. And it's because he's got a little white spot on the end of his tail. Oh, and then Joshua's mare. We had a rodeo Saturday night. We blew a tire on the trailer, so there's an update on that. The new trailer. You guys remember that? Faith was in town with the kids at a pool party, and so she went and parked at the church. I drove the truck trailer over there with the horses, picked them up at the church, was heading down the hill. We have this big steep hill up to our church, and so I was going slow down the hill, and I heard a loud pop. Actually, it was a bang more than anything. And I was like, what was that? So we pull over as soon as we get stopped, and we're looking. I'm like, what is going on? You know, I thought maybe a door. It sounded like a door. Like maybe this cut gate like slammed is what it sounded like. But it was still a hatchback. I'm looking. I was like, what is that noise? Well, we'd blown a tire. So check this out. You see that? My brakes locked up on the trailer. So both back axles, both tires on the back axle were locking up. So both of these rear brakes locked up. I turned the brake controller all the way down. They were still locking up. So we've got some issues going on somewhere there. I ended up taking apart the plug, pulled the brake wire out, plugged it back in so we had lights, and just had truck brakes, which is fine. It's a 20-foot trailer. I had 2 horses in. Just took it slow, no problem. But I don't know if that is what caused it. What made me remember that was Josh's mare. He didn't get to run her Saturday night. We pulled her off the trailer, and right above her fetlock on the back right was real swollen. Like I said, we weren't going down the hill fast, but there was a loud bang. You know, there could have been enough lurch that something got tweaked, but her right leg was swollen. It still is. So she's getting treated now, and she can walk and everything like that, but he got on her Saturday night, walked her around. She was fine, tried to trot. Of course, she was like, nope, not gonna have any part of that. So she I had ran her here at the house just to warm her up because he was at the pool party. Ran her through the barrel pattern a couple times here, which we just try to practice slow out in the pasture there. We don't have an arena or anything like that. And she did slip once, so I don't know if it was a result of her slipping on the grass, which it wasn't wet or anything, or if it was something in the trailer, you know, when the trailer jerked when the tire blew. But she's got a bum leg right now, so we got to get her treated up and rested up. And yeah, I tell you what, this mare pen has been rough. So you had to run spur Saturday night, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That was a little different. You hadn't rode him in a while, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then this one is still healing up from where she got her leg messed up.
Flash?
No, this one.
Pinecone?
Whatever its name is. I don't know. Pinecone, yeah. She looks like crap. She got kicked again from Joshua's mare. Which we've taken care of that. She's getting along with these other 2 mares a lot better now. But she got kicked in the back leg, and it swelled up real big, of course. And so she kind of went off feed for a couple of days. I thought I was going to have to pin her up separate, but we got her back to eating. And this is like the sick pen of horses over here. This is ridiculous. But they're all getting along now. Yeah. Old lady here just thinks she's top dog. Has to boss everybody around. I hate kicking horses. But like I said, we've figured it out now. She's not doing that anymore. And this one's got to get her stitches taken out. Huh. Yeah, you need your stitches taken out. It healed up really good though. Anyways, it's always something with horses, especially mares. The geldings are fine, and the stud horse, he's fine. But the mares are, and usually Haley doesn't get hurt. those 3 that I've had forever are bulletproof. Like, I've never really had any trouble with them. But we have them separated right now. The Haley horse from Spur, because the big paint and her got super, super buddy sour. And it was getting to the point where, like, Joshua tried to ride her in a separate direction, and she would just absolutely throw a fit and just being an absolute idiot. And so I was like, all right, had enough of that. So I put her in with these other 2 mares, and that was when we started having issues, because, you know, these 2 were outside mares, and she was like, you're not part of my herd, and yeah, all that good stuff. But anyways, like I said, they're getting along now, so we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, Gildings are fine. Stud colt's fine. He's not probably going to be a stud colt very long, because I'm going to talk to Doc when he comes out here to the home place to preg check those heifers about cutting him. And so we'll get him cut. I don't have any need for a stud horse. He is papered, and he is supposedly papered really well. I don't know much about papers, but I've talked to some people. But like I said, I have no need for a stud horse, and I'm not interested in owning a stud horse to offer breeding service or anything like that. So he's gonna get cut, and then once he heals up, probably this fall, which we're already almost there, probably set up the round pen over there in the grass somewhere. Maybe borrow my buddy Tyler's disc, kind of get a little spot worked up, make sure there's no rocks or anything like that, and start working with him a little bit lightly. I don't want to start him, you know, too much, but the exercise is good for horses. That's how they build their muscles, and you got to get them worked before you just throw a saddle on them and go. You know, you can hurt a horse if they're not ready. So that's what we'll be working on, getting him ready once he gets healed up, because he turned 2 last month, and he is growing still. He's filling out finally, so I think that he's ready to start getting more than just his normal amount of exercise. All right, guys, that's what today's update is. All the random things, all the animals everywhere. What else is going on? What'd I forget? If you notice, the chickens aren't kind of out. You know, normally there's chickens all over the place. They've actually, I think they heard about getting their wings clipped, and they were like, nope, no part of that. There's 2 I see over there in the that pasture over there. But and those are the 3 chicks. They're supposed to be out. Yeah, the rest of the chickens are all staying up like they're supposed to, so that's good. Any other updates? You guys have anything? Anything to say? No? Nothing? Okay. Alright, that's it, guys, for today. Stick around. If I remember, I'll grab the GoPro today, and we'll try to get some hay footage. Like I said, Josh will go with me, so try to get some footage of us putting up some hay, because it's gonna be some good hay. And then I got a little bit more to mow. I'm hoping tomorrow to finish up mowing, and then bring all the hay equipment home. Once we get that little bit baled up, there is several little pastures scattered out at her place. 7 acres here, 5 acres there, 3, something like that. There's like 20 some acres left, but they're kind of scattered out. So I got the 2 big fields the other day when I was there, and really I would have liked to have gone back Saturday and mowed all of it, so that I could have baled today and then just baled tomorrow. But we had a rodeo Saturday and some other stuff came up, so I wasn't able to do that. And like I said before, try not to run, you know, any equipment unless we have to on Sunday. So today's Monday. Hopefully get the rest of it cut Tuesday, and then be done with hay this week, because if I get it all mowed Tuesday, I would like to go camping. Maybe Tuesday and Wednesday, because Faith has to go to a Girl Scout trip deal this weekend. So I'd like to go camping before she has to leave. Well, it's still cool, because this week is supposed to be cool, and then next week we're back into the 90s, low in the 70s. So that's not fun for camping. Anyways, that's your morning update. Thanks for sticking around. Follow along. Go check us out on TikTok. Watch all the shorts. Do all the fun stuff. We don't have a Discord or anything like that, but we do have a website, email. I don't know. What else we have? We have everything. If you got any questions, hit the comments. Later.